Are you ready to impress your friends with your in-depth knowledge of House of Dragons? Well, look no further than this video here, because we're going to be recapping all of the key moments from Season 1, so you can talk about it like a true fan. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to give you a rundown of all of the action-packed episodes from House of Dragons Season 1. Whether you've seen it or not, you'll be able to hold your own in any conversation about the show. House of Dragons transports viewers back almost 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, immersing them in an intricate web of noble families vying for power in Westeros. While the spotlight initially shines on House Targaryen, the reigning family, the series introduces a vast array of characters from various houses, both renowned and obscure, all vying for influence around the Iron Throne. These are individuals whose ambitions are as grand as their names are similar. So grab your pens and paper because everyone sounds like everyone and everyone has darn near slept with everyone. So let's get into it. The Heirs of the Dragon, Episode 1. We are 200 years pre-Game of Thrones and the Targaryens are slaying with 10 fully grown dragons. We start in Harrenhal with the Great Council of 101 AC deciding the next Iron Throne heir. On Team Rhaenyra, the king's granddaughter, standing strong with hubby Corlys Velaryon, aka the Sea Snake. On Team Viserys, the king's grandson with his pregnant wife Aemon Arryn and daughter Rhaenyra. Surprise, surprise, Viserys wins because the patriarchy is the patriarchy. Time passes and Queen Aemon is pregnant again and gives Rhaenyra some terrible lie back and think of Westeros advice. Meanwhile, Corlys warns about the Triarchy and their brutal admiral, Crabfeeder, clearing pirates from the Stepstones. Enter Daemon Targaryen, the king's cheekbone-flaunting brother. Daemon sits provocatively on the Iron Throne, something that the Game of Thrones never made clear, but House of Dragons absolutely does. This is extremely uncomfortable and a dangerous chair. But rumor has it that if you're injured on the chair, it means you weren't meant to sit on it in the first place. Anyway, Daemon gifts Rhaenyra a rare Valyrian steel amulet, and the king gets a non-healing wound from the throne. Daemon and his gold cloaks go medieval on King's Landing's underbelly. Otto Hightower is unimpressed, but Corlys and the king back Daemon. The king thinks Daemon's brutality will protect the people. Daemon's lover, Mysaria, spills tea on his dragon issues, and we find out that he's unhappily married to a Lady of the Vale. Classic Targaryen drama. The king holds a joust, and it is bloody AF. Daemon beats Otto's son, but loses to the hot Sir Christian Cole, who catches Rhaenyra's eye. Meanwhile, Queen Aemma's labor goes horribly wrong. King orders a brutal C-section without her consent, and unfortunately, both mother and baby die. Rhaenyra commands her dragons to burn her mom and brother's bodies. The King's Council is now a hot mess over who the next heir is going to be. Corlys roots for Daemon, but Otto and company say absolutely not. They suggest Rhaenyra, sparking a classic, a girl on the Iron Throne? What? Cut to Otto nudging his daughter Alicent to confront the king. Daemon's crass toast to the dead infant angers the king, leading to Daemon's banishment. The king gets another cut from the Iron Throne. In the Dragon Cellar, the king tells Rhaenyra about the dangers of dragons and names her his new heir. The lords swear fealty to Princess Rhaenyra while visions of a looming winter flash by. Hashtag Game of Thrones, hashtag if you know you know. Rickon Stark, representing House Stark, seals the deal by bending the knee. Daemon and Mysaria leave King's Landing in a huff, setting up some future drama. Episode 2, The Rogue Prince. We open with Craghas Drahar, aka Crabfeeder, getting gruesome with shipwrecked sailors on a desolate shore. It is a brutal reminder that the Triarchy isn't messing around. King Viserys' council is heated. Lord Corlys Velaryon storms in, fuming about the Triarchy's aggression. He wants the royal fleet in action ASAP, but Sir Otto Hightower and Lord Lyman Beesbury preach caution. Viserys is kind of stuck in the middle, trying to keep the peace while juggling political chaos. Rhaenyra's on a mission to pick a new Kingsguard member. She's all about combat experience, and so she appoints Sir Christian Cole, despite a little bit of grumbling. But hey, the girl knows what she wants. Viserys gets cozy with Alicent Hightower, dreaming of an old Valyrian's glory and mending his rocky relationship with Rhaenyra. Alicent is all about family reconciliation vibe, urging both father and daughter to make nice. In the Red Keep's garden, Corlys and Princess Rhaenyra pitch a strategic marriage between Viserys and their daughter Lyanna. Viserys is hesitant. Aemma's death is still fresh, but everyone knows that a royal wedding could reunite the houses. Rhaenyra and Grand Maester Mellos back the idea for stability's sake. Rhaenyra and Rhaenyra spy on Viserys' awkward chatting with Lyanna. She's curious about dragons, and he's visibly uncomfortable about marrying someone so young. Rhaenyra keeps it real with Rhaenyra about the challenges of being a woman in power. Viserys and Alicent share a private dinner. She gifts him a dragon model symbolizing his dreams. Their moment is cut short by Otto, who brings dire news. Daemon stole a dragon egg and plans to marry his mistress. Super drama alert! Otto, Sir Harold Westling, and Sir Criston Cole head to Dragonstone to confront Daemon. It is tense AF. Daemon, backed by his gold cloaks, refuses to back down. But just when things are about to get super ugly, Craxus shows up, keeping everyone on the edge. Rhaenyra swoops in on Syrax, confronting Daemon. She dares him to kill her if he wants to reclaim his heir status. Daemon, caught between pride and family, tosses her the dragon egg and retreats. Crisis is averted. Sort of. Inside Dragonstone, Mysaris scolds Daemon for stirring the pot unnecessarily. He reassures her, but the tension is extremely palpable. Viserys, without Otto, seeks Lord Lionel's strong advice on marrying Lyanna. Lionel highlights the strategic benefits, especially with Coriolanus' navy power being so crucial. Grand Maester Mellos interrupts with news of Rhaenyra's return from Dragonstone, complicating matters even further. Viserys and Rhaenyra have a heart-to-heart. He's mad, but he recognizes that she saved the day with Daemon. They reminisce about Aemma, and Viserys grapples with the need to remarry to secure the Targaryen lineage. At the next small council meeting, Viserys drops a bombshell. He's marrying Alicent Hightower. Otto is thrilled, but everyone else is just surprised. Alicent is visibly uncomfortable, and Rhaenyra feels the betrayal instantly. Corlys, feeling snubbed, decides to team up with Daemon, aiming for glory in the Stepstones. Episode 3, second of his name. So we jump ahead 3 years after King Viserys ties the knot with Alicent Hightower. The royal crew is gearing up for a big hunt in King's Wood, and Viserys is more than ready to ditch the politics for a bit. But unfortunately, there's some trouble brewing. Sir Tywin Lannister, the new master of ships, is worried about Prince Daemon and Lord Corlys' mess in the Stepstones. Otto Hightower, as usual, brushes it off, thinking the crown needs to stay strong and not look weak. Meanwhile, Princess Rhaenyra is missing from the pre-hunt festivities, and Viserys is notably stressed. He finds her sulking in Godswood. Alicent tries to smooth things over, but Rhaenyra ain't having any of that. On the way to Kingswood, Viserys is all about finding Rhaenyra a hubby to secure his dynasty. But Rhaenyra is feeling sidelined, especially with everyone fawning over her half-brother, Prince Aegon. Again, Game of Thrones, that name sounds familiar. Things heat up at the hunting camp when Lord Hobart Hightower backs Aegon as the next heir, leaving Rhaenyra feeling more isolated than ever. At the royal pavilion, things get even more awkward. Lord Jason Lannister makes a move on Rhaenyra, proposing a marriage alliance. She's not impressed and storms off to confront Viserys. They clash big time over her future and his marriage plans for her. Rhaenyra's frustration hits a peak and she bolts from the camp. Sir Criston Cole, ever the knight, follows Rhaenyra into King's Wood. They chat and she vents about her lack of control over her life despite being named heir. Criston is supportive, reminding her of her importance and the honor she brings to House Cole. Back at camp, Viserys deals with Lord Jason Lannister and Otto, pressuring him about Rhaenyra's marriage. Jason's bold suggestion to replace Rhaenyra as heir pushes Viserys over the edge. He refuses and has a tense exchange with Otto about potential suitors for Rhaenyra. Viserys later confides in Lord Lionel Strong about his struggles with Rhaenyra. Lionel suggests marrying her to Sir Laenor Velaryon to patch things up with the House Velaryon and secure the future of House Targaryen. Will this be the solution? Meanwhile, over in the Stepstones, Daemon Targaryen and Corlys Velaryon are in the thick of battle against Craghas Jahar's forces. It's looking grim until Daemon swoops in on Caraxes, turning the tide and clinching a victory. Their win over Jahar is a game changer, but the alliance's internal tensions are far from over. Episode 4, King of the Narrow Sea. So we're at Storm's End, the Baratheon stronghold, and our girl Princess Rhaenyra is on tour to scope out potential suitors. But spoiler alert, she is not impressed. Lord Bormund Baratheon parades a lineup of potential husbands, but Rhaenyra finds most of them either too old or too boring. Then comes Willem Blackwood from the Riverlands, a young noble who catches Rhaenyra's eye. But hold on, the Blackwood-Bracken feud crashes at the party. Insults are thrown, swords are drawn, and Willem duels Gerald Bracken. It's messy and totally not the romantic vibe Rhaenyra was hoping for. She has enough and calls it quits on the suitor parade. Back in King's Landing, Rhaenyra's homecoming is anything but smooth. King Viserys is prepping for his bro Daemon's arrival. Daemon shows up in full dramatic fashion, rocking a crown and flaunting his latest conquests. Despite the brotherly hug, the tension is thick, especially with Otto Hightower giving major side-eye. At court, Daemon's adventures in the Stepstones and his new crown are the talk of the town. Viserys is juggling power dynamics while Rhaenyra deals with her own set of issues. Cue the private chat with Queen Alicent. Rhaenyra vents about her tour and the pressure she's under. They bond over shared struggles, hinting at a possible truce. We'll see how long that lasts. Daemon decides to shake things up and whisks Rhaenyra away for a night out in the city. They ditch their royal duties for some fun, revealing their hidden desires and a lure for forbidden pleasures. It's a wild night, but there's a dark cloud of doubt hanging over the escapade. Meanwhile, back at the Red Keep, political games are in full swing. Otto Hightower's schemes start to crumble, exposing the cracks in the ruling elite. Viserys is haunted by past mistakes and current dilemmas, setting the stage for a major showdown. As dawn breaks, the fallout from all this drama hits hard. Secrets and betrayals bubble to the surface, shaking the fragile peace. Loyalties are tested and everyone's true colors start to show. Episode 5, We Light the Way. We kick things off in the gloomy vicinity of Runestone. Prince Daemon Targaryen, the ever-charming rogue, encounters his estranged wife, Lady Rhea Royce, while she's hunting alone. Spoiler alert, this is not a romantic reunion. Rhea throws some savage shade about their disastrous marriage and Daemon's sketchy intentions. Things escalate quickly, leading to a brutal confrontation. Daemon makes a fatal move, leaving Rhea critically injured, and all of us gasping at the screen. Meanwhile, over on Driftmark, King Viserys is playing matchmaker with a heavy dose of tension and power plays. He's there to propose a marriage alliance between Rhaenyra and Laenor Velaryon. Negotiations with House Velaryon, guided by Viserys and his new hand, Lord Lionel Strong, reveal deep-seated grudges and power struggles. Rhaenyra and Laenor, bound by duty but hiding their own secrets, are left to navigate the murky waters of their impending union. Back at the Red Keep, things are heating up. Queen Alicent, in a desperate move, pleads with her father, Sir Otto Hightower, highlighting the high stakes of brewing conflict. As the preparations for the royal wedding get underway, there's a mix of excitement and dread in the air. Viserys' health is severely declining, and the specter of conflict looms over large at the festivities. Amidst all the pomp and ceremony, alliances are shifting and rivalries are bubbling just underneath the surface. Now, let's talk about the wedding feast, which was supposed to be a grand celebration of unity. It's not that. It turns into an absolute nightmare. The chaos leaves lives shattered and alliances fractured, with the promise of peace quickly giving way to uncertainty and despair. In the aftermath of this carnage, the court is left reeling. The repercussions of the night's events ripple through the realm, leaving visible and invisible scars. Amidst the wreckage of broken dreams and shattered alliances, a grim reality sets in. We are looking at the new era of uncertainty and upheaval in the realm. Episode 6, The Princess and the Queen. A decade has passed since Rhaenyra Targaryen's wedding to Laenor Velaryon, marking another chapter in their tumultuous relationship. In the quiet halls of the Red Keep, Rhaenyra, weary from childbirth, is summoned urgently by Queen Alicent. Despite her exhaustion, Rhaenyra, determined to maintain her dignity, prepares to face Alicent's scrutiny. With Laenor's support, she navigates the corridors, her determination masking the physical toll of recent labor. Arriving at Alicent's chambers, Rhaenyra is met with feigned concern, thinly veiling the tension between these two women. King Viserys, ailing but still proud, joins them, his presence a reminder of the shifting dynamics within the royal family. As discussions turn to naming the newborn, tensions rise even further, revealing the underlying animosity between the rival factions. Back at their chambers, Rhaenyra and Laenor are greeted by their elder sons, whose appearance belie their lineage. They be looking like Sir Christian Cole. Despite their differences, familiar bonds and shared experiences unite them. Yet shadows of suspicions linger, casting a doubt on the true lineage of Rhaenyra's sons. In the Dragon Pit, the next generation of dragon riders undergo training, each with their own aspirations and challenges. Amidst playful jests and petty rivalries, deeper desires and insecurities surface, shaping their destinies. Across the narrow seas in Pentos, Daemon Targaryen and Lyanna Velaryon navigate their own trials. Hosted as honored guests, they grapple with offers of allegiance and allure of power. Amidst the opulence, Lyanna's longing for freedom and Daemon's disillusionment simmer beneath the surface. Back in King's Landing, tensions escalate within the royal court. Conflicting agendas and hidden agendas sow discord, threatening to unravel the fragile peace. As alliances shift and secrets surface, the stage is set for betrayal and upheaval. In the depths of Harrenhal, familiar bonds are tested by fire. Tragedy strikes, leaving scars that may never heal. Amidst the ashes, new alliances are forged and old grievances resurface, reshaping the realm's power dynamics. As the flames of ambition engulf Westeros, the fate of the kingdoms hangs in the balance. However, amidst the chaos, individuals are forced to confront their loyalties and embrace their destinies. Episode 7, Driftmark. So we're kicking things off at Driftmark with King Viserys and his royal entourage, bidding farewell to the dearly departed Lyanna Velaryon. Cue the tears and eulogies, and the thinly veiled shade thrown by Lyanna's uncle Vaemond, who not so subtly hints at some questionable family lineage again. And guess who's struggling to keep a straight face? Yep, good old Daemon Targaryen, who's finding the whole thing as amusing as a Westerosi winter. After the funeral, it's time for the wake at the High Tide Castle. Awkward reunions, uncomfortable silences. Rhaenyra and Alicent Hightower's clans are playing nice. They're not. And just when you think it can't get any juicier, Daemon swoops back into Westeros with his daughters in tow, adding another layer of drama into the mix. Meanwhile, Alicent and her crew are riding high on recent wins, thanks in no small part to Larry Strong's shady maneuvers over at House Harrenhal. Rhaenyra's kids are grappling with their mom's grief and those pesky rumors about their daddy. Viserys is trying to patch things up with his estranged bro Daemon. Fast forward to the night where tensions reach peak drama. Aemon decides to play beach bully, picking a fight with Rhaenyra's boys, and kicking off a royal rumble that makes the Red Wedding look like a birthday party. Injuries are dished out like wildfire, and suddenly, the Targaryen family feud is more lit than dragon's breath. In the aftermath, Viserys is left trying to put out the flames of the Fury. Alicent's thirst for vengeance has her plotting some serious savage payback, which, surprise, surprise, doesn't sit well with Rhaenyra and her crew. The tension is thick, and civil war is starting to look more than likely. But wait! There's more! Rhaenyra and Daemon decide to join forces in a secret alliance. Laenor's got a target on his back. Daemon and Qarl are orchestrating a not-so-accidental exit stage left, freeing him to pursue his own destiny. Because why deal with strange marriages when you can fake your own death? As the sun rises over Driftmark, the stage is set for a whole new chapter in the Targaryen saga. Episode 8, The Lord of the Tides. At high tide, we see Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen and her granddaughter Balea are having a powwow in the Hall of Nine. But hold on to your dragon scales, folks, because Maester Kevlin drops a bombshell. That Lord Corlys Velaryon, Rhaenyra's husband, is on death's door after a nasty tussle in the Stepstones. And if that's not enough drama for you, Sir Vaemond Velaryon decides it's the perfect time to stir the pot by challenging Lucerys Velaryon's claim to Driftmark. As if there isn't enough going on. Over at Dragonstone, Prince Daemon is playing Dragon Whisperer, fetching some precious dragon eggs from Dragonmont. Meanwhile, Princess Rhaenyra is schooling her sons, Jacaerys and Joffrey, on the art of political maneuvering. With Vaemond causing a ruckus and Rhaenyra's swooping back into court, Rhaenyra's got more on her plate than ever. Cut to King's Landing, where Rhaenyra and Daemon are back in town. The Red Keep's got a makeover, courtesy of the Faith of the Seven. And Viserys Targaryen's health is going downhill. The whole realm is holding its breath for the next big power move. And boy, do they get it. A good old-fashioned secession crisis is brewing, with factions fighting left and right. Rhaenyra is throwing shade at Alicent over Viserys's incapacitation, while Alicent's got her hands full dealing with her son Aegon's antics. As the storm clouds gather outside, Rhaenyra's playing nursemaid to Viserys, hoping for some pearls of wisdom. Alicent's private exchange with Viserys reveals conflicting interpretations, and Viserys' cryptic message leaves her feeling more lost than Arya Stark in Braavos. A fragile peace descends as both sides of the family gather together, albeit momentarily, to honor Viserys' wishes. But hold on to those ravens, folks, because the next day brings a royal showdown. Viserys finally puts his foot down, backing Lucerys' claims, and sends Vaemon into a fiery rage. It's a clash of titans, and Viserys isn't afraid to throw his weight around. But will it be enough to quell the chaos? As night falls, Viserys reflects on his reign, unaware of the chaos his passion will bring. It's a moment of quiet before the storm, where legacy and duty hang in the air like wildfire waiting to ignite. Episode 9. The Green Council. Under the cloak of night, a servant boy stumbles upon the lifeless body of King Viserys, sending a shockwave through the Red Keep. Queen Alicent Hightower's lady-in-waiting springs into action, signaling someone in the city by lighting a candelabra in Viserys' chamber window. Meanwhile, Alicent races to her father's chamber and breaks the devastating news. The king's sudden demise sparks an emergency small council meeting. Tensions flare as Otto, the Hand of the King, drops the bombshell that Viserys named his eldest son, Aegon, as his successor. Alicent confronts Otto and his cronies about their backroom scheming, leading to a fatal confrontation that leaves Lord Lyman Beesbury 6 feet under. With Aemon missing in the action, the race is on to find him and secure his coronation. Enter Sir Eric and Aeroch Craggle, leading the charge to track down the wayward prince. But as tensions arise and power plays escalate, King's Landing becomes a viper's nest of betrayal and backstabbing. Alicent and her crew are pulling strings left and right, but with chaos reigning supreme, anything could happen. As the city braces for Aemon's coronation, they'll get a show they'll never forget. Picture this: the royal family, dignitaries, and a dragon bursting out of Dragon Pit like it's auditioning for Westeros Got Talent. Princess Rhaenys Targaryen takes the reins, literally riding her dragon and throwing a massive wrench into Aegon's coronation plans. And finally, Episode 10, The Black Queen. In the shadowy halls of Dragonstone, Rhaenyra Targaryen, heavy with child, shares a heart-to-heart with her son, Lucerys Velaryon. Lucerys doubts his own worthiness as heir, but Mama Rhaenyra swoops in with words of wisdom, promising to be his guiding dragon through the storm. But hold on to your scales, folks, because Princess Rhaenys storms in with some seriously dire news. Rhaenys drops the bombshell. Aegon's gone and crowned himself king, and Viserys, yeah, he kicked the bucket. Daemon's never one to mince words. He points out his finger straight at Alicent Hightower for pulling strings behind this royal mess. Rhaenyra's seething, but Rhaenys urges her to fly the coop before things get even uglier. She goes into labor. While Rhaenyra's bringing a new Targaryen into the world, Daemon is playing his own game of Thrones, rallying the troops and battening down the hatches for potential green onslaught. And let's not forget Rhaenys, schooling Jace and Luke on the art of dragon riding while dropping some major truth bombs about their grandpa's demise. As Rhaenyra mourns the loss of her stillborn daughter, Daemon steps up to the plate, offering her the crown of House Targaryen. With a heavy heart, Rhaenyra accepts, cementing her claim as queen, even in the midst of heartbreak. Gathering around the painted table, Team Rhaenyra weighs their options. Their plan hits a snag when news of an incoming galleon sails their way. Tensions are high, but Rhaenyra's diplomatic finesse keeps the peace for now. Meanwhile, Lucerys faces a storm of rejection and hostility at Storm's End, culminating in a tragic showdown with none other than hot-headed Aemon, leading to the tragic demise of Lucerys. As the storm rages outside, Rhaenyra's fury matches the tempest brewing within, signaling that this conflict is about to hit a boiling point. Thank you for tuning in to our recap of the intense events unfolding in the world of Westeros. From the depths of Dragonstone to the stormy halls at Storm's End, the stage is set for a clash of queens. The next season of House of Dragons drops on HBO June 16th, 2024, and will be continuing to add to the breakdown as the season concludes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on the epic tale of power, betrayal, and the legendary creatures that shape the world of Westeros, as well as many other shows across the spectrum. Until next time, may your dragons soar high and your swords stay sharp. Valar Morghulis.